Hi there, I'm Ben, and welcome to part 2 of my full platinum walkthrough for the Callisto Protocol. Right, so we're in chapter 2, because it's part 2, that's how we're doing this. It's called Outbreak, and it carries on from the end of the first chapter with a cutscene, which I'm just going to skip there. And then eventually you will wake up in a prison cell. This is not the game yet, this is a, sorry, spoiler, it's a dream sequence. It's quite obvious he's not got the thing on his neck anymore. So you're going to have to walk around and just wait for a little cube to appear on the floor. So just look out the door and your face on the wall and things like that. I find if you just look there and then turn around, there it is, purple cube. And then when you pick this up, I will leave this in, but you get probably the worst part of this game. It uses them, and I'm disappointed in that. Jump scares, and they're terrible in this game. They're really bad and pointless, and yeah, I mean, they're bad enough anyway to start with, but these are just not scary at all. They're just kind of cheesy. But that is the worst part, I would say, of this game. Right, so what we're going to be doing in Chapter 2 is mainly, what this is melee tutorial. It's fairly short again, but we will be doing quite a bit of running around, but it's going to be quite short. And getting to grips with the melee combat, which is the controversial part of this game, because it's a bit weird if you're not used to it, but it's actually really good when you are. So when you get out the cell, we're going to be going down here. So you're going to be able to use L1 to run, which I will do in a moment. Just kind of take it all in, don't worry, there's nothing that's going to kill you at this point. Even the robots can't do anything at this point. So if you use L1, you can do run and get used to the movement. It's a bit stiffer than you're probably used to in most games, but it's not too bad. And then we're going to run down here, and we're going to go and meet Elias. He's our little English friend. So just go up to here, speak to him. It's going to be a bit of a cutscene here, which I'm going to leave in. It's quite short. He's just going to give you a shiv, which is not a weapon. Usually it is in games. It's actually not. It's for opening doors. But he's going to be the guy that's helping us, and we're going to help him. And you're going to get the trophy Desperate Times. This is a story-related one, so this is definitely going to happen, so don't worry about that. So there we go. He's got the shiv, and now you're going to get the trophy Desperate Times. And that, yeah, allows us to open doors. Again, no enemies yet, don't worry. I'll let you know when the first enemy turns up. So you don't have to be on your guard. I know some people are probably going to be... That's going to be the biggest thing for this game, is the fear factor, the dark corridors and things. So I will be letting you know if you're able to just kind of run through where every enemy is going to pop out. Because I know that's the bit why people would use a guide like this, is the safety, almost, having someone there. Right, so walking around here, we're going to go and open up another door, and this is going to be the melee tutorial. So, melee. The best way to describe it is what is the best way? It's almost like a timing thing. But it's not. It might seem like you really have to time the dodges, but you do not need to time the dodges at all. That's what it initially seems like. But all you need to do is hold left or right on the left stick. So the walking stick, and then that's going to be dodging. So you just need to hold it on, and then you will dodge. There you can see hold left or right. You do need to go left, then right, with combos on enemies. We'll do that again in a moment. We're actually fighting a proper enemy. So it's left, then right, and then we're going to do an R2 to melee. So this is all kind of scripted at this point. So it's melee, melee, melee. So yes, you're going to be holding the left stick. It's either right or left when an enemy comes towards you. And then you're going to do dodge. It's automatic. It just happens. It's really quite safe. You're actually really safe around enemies if there's just one. And this is going to be the first proper enemy. And we're more than likely going to get the trophy Flesh Wound here. So don't worry if you don't. So hold left, and then you're going to have to hold right if he goes for another swing. Now, you see 1-2 combo. So be prepared for a 2 or 3 hit combo. You're going to see that the enemy will back off slightly. It's really obvious when he's not going to hit you again. And then you should be able to get a 2-hit or a 3-hit combo, and you'll get a feel for whether you can get a 2 or a 3-hit combo in. because the enemy will stagger back out of your range. Don't chase them down. Just wait for them to come and swing towards you again, and then when they're sort of at one side, then swing at them again. And you saw me just stamp on the enemy there. Use triangle, stamp on every enemy that you kill, because there is a chance they will drop. No, they will drop things, but sometimes it drops through the floor. It's a bit weird. But they will drop money or health or other things later on. So this is where it kind of tells you, and you do need to alternate, so you need to go left or right. That's kind of the most important thing at this point with regards to the dodging. Now at this point you can also start the trophy for 5 perfect dodges if you really want to. I would wait until we get the suit that we have on the cover for the game, because it gives you more health. You are quite low on health, especially on this difficulty. You can't get hit that many times and you'll get torn apart. A perfect dodge is actually really quite difficult to pull off. It is, as it kind of says, it's a perfect dodge, so you have to go either left or right quite quickly. You just kind of flick it rather than hold it. It's a bit weird. I'm going to try and explain in a moment when we've got another fight. So here I'm just doing a manual save. Do one at the beginning of all chapters, really. I did this one a bit late, honestly, because I forgot. I do apologise, but yeah, do one here. This is before we get into the collectibles anyway. So we do have the other collectible from the start there, and I did say in the previous video I couldn't listen to it because I didn't move right. So select it, move right, and select the audio file and listen to it. You'll need to do that with all of them. Right, here's our next enemy. This one is supposed to teach you about blocking. Don't block in this game, it's completely pointless. Just use the dodging. So hold back to block. You take too much damage, especially at this point in the game. You can see he grabbed me there. That's the only time you will really get damaged, once you learn how to dodge properly. So you can see there, 1, 2, 3. His arm falls off, so you know he's just going to be able to do the one hit now. And you got 1, 2 to finish him off, and then stamp him. Pick up the credits. There, it's going to tell us about stomping. So yeah, holding back, it can actually get in the way. So backing away from enemies is not a good thing to do, because you'll go into block mode, and rather than dodge, you can stand right in front of an enemy, right next to them, and just hold left or right on the stick, and you'll dodge. You don't worry about being really close. Backing away is not essential, especially if it's just one-on-one. It's fine. Even when there's 2 or 3 enemies, you can be quite close to them, and just as long as you're holding left or right, you will automatically dodge. That's the whole point. Blocking is, yeah, don't worry about it. Some of the later enemies, they'll just cut straight through your block anyway, so yeah, don't worry about it. So I'm going to use a lift and go down. Now you can see I'm in the top corner, I've put health injector. I will be putting certain items in the top corner, credits and injectors and things like that, if you are guaranteed to get. There's a lot of randomness to the items, so not everything that I get you will get, but certain things like this health injector in a moment you will. So left, right, and then you can see he stumbled. He wasn't coming in for another swing. Left, right, just wait. Sometimes it's just 1 hit, sometimes it's 2, sometimes it's 3. So just be ready, and then just wait. It's just wait for the enemy to attack. Look for the opening. It's not about trying to kill them as quickly as possible in this game, and that's where I was going wrong to start with. It's about waiting out and watching for the window. So yeah, health injector, pick that up. To use one of those, if you do need to use it right now, it's telling us hold down on the D-pad, and if you have one, you'll automatically use it. Don't really rely on health injectors within combat, because it does take quite a long time for the animation to play out. So always heal before going into something, rather than I've got health, I can heal while I'm here, because you won't have time. Right, another lift now, moving on. I think for a while there aren't any enemies. I think it's until the shower there aren't any enemies at this point. It just seems it's building tension at this point. Yeah, so you're okay through here. You can actually run. But you're going to watch. Yeah, it's building the tension. You can see in the top there, he's going to disappear and things like that. It seems like it's really dangerous around here, but you're okay. So we will run. I have tried to turn up the brightness on here. That's why it's a bit grey and funny looking. but I think it does help for the for you to be able to see things. So pick that up. That's an energy converter that will be there. That it's telling me. There you go. You sell them in the store later on. So don't just pick them up. It's essential really at this point for getting some upgrades early on. Just pick them up and keep them for now. You do have really limited inventory space. I think it's 6 at this point, so you can't really hold that much. Walk into here, this first cell, you're going to find some Callisto credits. Now I'm not going to put the amount whenever I pick them up because it can be different. Like I said, there's a lot of randomness to the items. So here's a small chest. This one should contain credits. It might contain some health if you're low on health or anything like that, but it should have credits. I will be putting small container probably or something like that in the future. It's okay to just run through here. No enemies, even though there are enemies, don't worry, we're okay still. A little bit of a jump scare there. They do try, don't they? Yeah, jump scares have never been anything. It's horrible. It's just a loud noise. A loud noise does scare you. I mean, if a tire explodes in the side on a truck as you're going down the road, it scares the crap out of you. But it's not because it is scary. It's because you weren't expecting it. So yeah, yeah. Anyway, just no noise and something in the corner of the screen is much scarier than a big loud noise. Anyway, go into the prison cells, check for credits. I think it's just the one on the left that has some here. And carry on. So it's a bit slow. It does seem like this game is really slow and it's plodding, but things do ramp up pretty quickly in the next few chapters. This one again is just melee combat, getting you used to movement and things. So it's a bit slower, but it does get going quite quickly. And you'll want to go back to the slower times when it does get going as well. Right, so here's an item chest. These are dotted around the place. They're quite rare, really. When you do open them, it's going to be random, potentially. So you might not get a health injector on 50 credits. You might. That one might be guaranteed. But from future on, it's random. Even if you die and come back and open the same chest, it will potentially be different for you. So yeah, be aware of that. There's going to be some noises above you in the vents and things. That is not going to jump out, so don't worry. And I'm going to go up another lift.
Elias, found the elevator, heading up now.
It's quite a long one, this one. Should have cut that out. So we're still okay, don't worry. So technically the first enemy we do get to here is the security bot, which I'm just going to leave this little bit of a cutscene in here while I explain what they do. It's a tiny one, this one. I know I did say at the beginning I cut the cutscene out, but this is a small one. Yeah, so these are the obviously security bots that we've seen throughout the game. There is a at the beginning of the game. There is a trophy for shooting one, taking the head off one, basically. They are very, very rare that you actually deal with these things. It is quite rare. Obviously, we don't have a gun at this point, so we can't do that trophy. But we will be following one. Essentially, we're just going to follow it and avoid it. But they are quite rare. They're not used very often in the game. So just stay in this vent until it walks off. And then we're going to learn how to crouch, because silence, apparently just ducking, means you're out of sight. Yeah, you don't need to sit here. I completely forgot, it doesn't move until you move. So just carry on. Go, 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 go. Go, come on, dumbass. There we go. Right. Yeah, so just move. You can go behind as long as you're crouching, you'll be fine. And just move down here. And just before this door, I think it's going to look... Yeah, it's here where it looks over the side.
No movement detected.
Just waiting for it to walk off. This is the point where you need to wait for it to walk off. Stay crouched all the way down here. There, he's off. Let's open this door up. As you can tell, the game is pretty linear. We will be going off to a little bit of a side path in a moment. For the most part, though, this game is quite linear, which is good. I mean, it's nice. I don't need a big open world. I really don't, especially, well, you wouldn't be able to do it in a ship like this or on a moon base like we are. Oh, a little bit too soon there. But he does walk off. And when he walks off to the right-hand side, he's going to stay down there. We don't need to go down there, so we're safe. There is a health injector here. Yes, I can pick this one up. I haven't filled my inventory yet. So obviously going to want to grab that. I'm going to go in here. This is the way you're supposed to go. We're going to go a different way in a moment. We just need to grab this gate fuse. So I'm going to open this one, but do not open this one. You'll see why in a moment. Yes, a little thing is going to jump out. So you have to use triangle to get rid of that. Don't open, obviously, it just don't open that one. Just thought I'd show you. And it gives me an opportunity. Oh no, I don't use the health yet. But yeah, just don't open that one. They're annoying little things. So grab that gate fuse. We're going to need that in a moment. And then just grab this. This is our first of 3 collectibles in this one. This is Dr. Caitlyn Mahler's appointment. So go across and listen to it. This is the moment where I realise, oh, you dumbass, you're supposed to go across. Anyway, so I'm just going to listen to the first one. If you haven't listened to the first one from the first chapter, I'm going to cut it out and I'm going to show you the whole thing. But make sure you listen to each one just to make sure it definitely registers, because they are a bit funny. So just listen to each one as you get them. I mean, you're going to want to anyway, especially if this is the first time you're playing this, because it gives backstory. They're actually a collectible that does things. And now that we have the fuse, we're just going to backtrack a bit. Now, this backtracking section, well, it's not really backtracking, it's side section, is going to have some credits. It's mainly credits we're picking up. I can't get on this thing. Why is it doing that? But there is a bit of danger elements to the second part of it, so it's up to you if you follow me down. But just know that you don't have to. If you're worried about killing 4 enemies, then don't do it. But the practice is good, and they are one at a time, so in theory you should be able to get through without getting hit. So open up those lockers. I'm not going to put those because there's a random element to them, so they're not going to be in the top corner. But open up those lockers. And this is why we've got the fuse, is to go in this room, which will definitely have an energy converter and a health injector in it. And then we're going to go back out. Make sure to take the fuse out of the door, because we do need it. And then we're going to go in here. Now, at this point, I'm just going to grab some credits off the counter on the side here. I think it's on the counter. Yeah, so you got the 2. Yeah, you got some lockers here. 3 lockers, 2 on the side. And then there's going to be a counter in the next room. And then after that, if you follow me even deeper into the next room, then you're kind of locked into the enemies spawning. If you don't want to deal with them, then just pick this up here and then leave. Or obviously you're going to need to watch the rest of the video here. But all I'm getting is a small item chest plus whatever I get from the enemies that I kill. The small item chest, I think, is just credits. So at most you can miss out on sort of 50 credits or so. Something like that. Now, I would say do it, because credits at the beginning of the game are fairly rare and we do need them. So just don't move. So you've got the first enemy is going to come towards you here. Just don't move too far back into the showers. You'll be fine. So you can see, get right up close to them. And just as long, I always start with left dodge first, because it's just the pattern I use. Just wait, see if he swings again. If not, give him the combo once or twice, depending on if he gets knocked back or not. And then stomp him, get some credits here. There's going to be another one that's going to pop out the grate here. There's a bit of a chunkier one, this one. No, just one on him. So you can see there's a huge pause. Yeah, there's a big pause as they back away. So you know that's your opportunity to attack. Just don't go crazy with it. You can get right in close to them, and you will dodge as long as you're holding that left stick. I think at this point I'm trying to do the perfect dodges as well. I struggle with them, and I'm not going to go crazy. I know the timing is really quite late with the perfect dodges. See, I'm trying to do it there. Got a bit of my ahead of myself. So I did actually take a hit there. You will know when you've done a perfect dodge because it slows down the time. It's slight, but you will notice it when you play in. And then stomp him out. Oh, we got some health because I got hit on that one. And yeah, that's it. Just the 3 enemies there. So the extra credits, potentially worth it. If you don't think so, obviously don't do it. But we're going to go back into that room where we got that diary and continue on now. But this melee is going to be our primary way of killing or dealing with enemies for the vast majority of the game, because limited resources, and it's actually really powerful. We're going to get a stun baton, which you can see in the top corner, and that is going to be our main weapon from then on. We'll be upgrading that, and it's actually quite good. So this is why we need the fuse to carry on. So this is the main path now. We're carrying on. You can get your checkpoint down there in the corner. Again, if you do die, you need to go back and get collectibles again. Don't worry about him being on fire. He's just a normal enemy. So, oh, he's got the grab. Yeah, the grab did annoy me when I initially played this. I thought it was a bit cheap that they're definitely getting damage through when they grab you, because you have to, because while they're grabbing you, they're damaging you. But then I thought, no, because the dodge is actually so safe that they do need to get some sort of damage through to, otherwise you'd just feel invincible. It's not quite rare, it's fairly rare that they do grab you. It's usually when they run at you from a distance. So do get into the habit of stomping them to get the credits out, or whatever, the health. And hopefully by now you're getting a feel for the dodge, and you'll realise that it's actually really powerful. Yeah, this, I'm trying to swing at this because later on some of the cabinets you do swing at. I know it said X, but open that up. You should be, in these two it should be health. I haven't put them because there's the random nature still, but they should be health. In the next room, if you are full health here, just remember you can come back and get that in a moment. We're just going to go into this next room where there's going to be 2 enemies at the same time. Now, we haven't done this yet, but it's kind of not at the same time as well. One of them doesn't really attack and runs away. And I tested this theory, because they definitely do run away. You don't kill both of them. One of them does run away. Whether you can get really close to them, it does seem that one of them does just completely go idle. It may not be the case, but I do get right into them, hoping that the second one would attack, but they just seem to switch. So I think it's, at this point it's just to scare you and think, oh Jesus, I've got to do 2 at the same time. And that's where the dodge does seem a bit, well, like, what the hell do I do? Because you're not really facing enemies. But as long as you're holding left or right. See, that one's backing away now, and then this one comes forward. And it does seem like the other one is actively trying to back away. And even as I get really close here, he is swinging, but it's missing. The other, I noticed that before, the other one did it as well. So just concentrate on the one, kill one of them, and the other one will run away. And apparently that one will disappear as well. Where's my stuff? Sometimes you can get away with stomping the hand or the arm or something and it will give it you. But no. Right, when we drop in here, we're going to get the stun baton. And this is going to be our primary weapon for the rest of the game. Until right near the end when we get the machine gun.
All that's left is this baton.
And yeah, that's a lot better when we get that. But for now, get used to the dodging and the swinging. Don't need this crowbar anymore. And just coincidence, it fits on his back nicely with his prison attire. So hit this controller to move on, and then we're going to be tested again with a few more enemies, and then we're going to be done, really. So nothing else, just check corners. It's actually quite obvious when it comes to items. This guy's going to jump out, dodge, dodge, and then crack straight into these spikes. So there is a trophy for spiking enemies. We'll be getting that. There's lots of spikes and enemies later on, so don't worry. You can still stomp them when they're on the spikes. Just get close. Don't worry, it won't damage you. And you can stomp them. Their legs should fall off. And you'll get the item. No, sometimes it's an automatic. Sometimes you have to dodge. Sometimes it goes into a little scripted thing. It's a bit strange. So yeah, just check your corners for items. I'm not saying that I'm going to find everything. I'm obviously going to find everything of importance, but there may be the odd credit or a thing like that, or little chests that I miss. There's a lot to remember in this game. It's all very similar looking as well when recording. Right, so out here is going to be 3 or 4 enemies. I swear there was 4 when I watched it back initially for the research. But yeah, you can see my items are full now. We just have 6 slots at this point. So just be aware, if you are the same as me, that you can come back for that in a moment. I will come back for that health injector in a moment, because I do take a hit. You're going to hear enemies around you. There potentially might be one that comes from behind where we just came. But if you use this bridge here, you can isolate them. Or funnel them, bottleneck them. And it's going to make it a bit easier. So same again. Just wait for them to do the little back away. There, that was a perfect dodge. Whoa, we got one. And take the head off. So just be aware, one might come from behind you here. I'm looking around, I can hear them. I know they're supposed to, but both of them come over from there, which is a bit strange and hasn't happened before. So just be aware of, they can come from anywhere. And then back down here, it's going to help with the isolating them a bit. There, got a knock there. Not sure what was going on. But yeah, even getting really close to 2 at the same time like this is not terrible. As long as you're holding a dodge and kind of move the camera around so you can see both of them, you will automatically dodge whichever one comes at you. And it's very rare for both of them to attack at the same time, if ever, really. So be aware there might be a 4th if one comes from down there. I'm sure there was 4 when I did this initially. So just be aware, make sure there's definitely not another one, which there is not. And now I'm going to get that health injector because I did take a hit. Obviously stamp all the enemies to get the goodies. So yeah, for this initial thing as well, item management, do remember if you left something behind, like health, because you can always go back to it. Or you can even strategically leave things as well, if you know you're not going to have the space. Right, hop over here, and we've got collectible number 2 for this area, which is, this is Elias's cell that he was in earlier on. So just grab this, go across and listen. You can see it says 1 out of 2 on his name. There's just 1 here. Sorry, not 1 out of 2 on his name. It's 1 out of 4 on the doctor's name. Don't worry, you've not missed 3. They're a lot later on. It just kind of carries on. So listen to that and then carry on up here, and we're nearly done for this chapter at least. Of course, every lift as you go, it's on the the left-hand side. It'd be weird if it wasn't. Where's the exit? There it is. And then we've got Ferris up here. It says sneak past. Captain Ferris, you can just walk and open this door. It's going to do a cutscene. Captain Ferris is going to get rugby tackled out of a window, which is excellent. It means we don't have to deal with him. And then there's going to be Collectible 3 from this chapter, 4 in total.
Elias, I'm through.
And that's Leon Ferris is there. So again, bring it up and listen to it. And you can see there, Outbreak and then Cargo, the 2 separate chapters. So we've got all 3. So make sure you have all 4 basically at this point. And then, yeah, we're good to go. We're just going to carry on down this corridor, through this door, then through the next door, and then through the next door. And that will finish the chapter, and we'll be straight into chapter 3, which obviously I'll pick up in the next video. Right, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.